Good afternoon and welcome to SAIT Newsfile. I'm Bree Boucher. Chris Douglas will have a look at sports coming up. What can we expect, Chris?
Well, our Trojans played their last games of the fall semester. The Flames are back in action later tonight, and the Raptors took a trip into Brooklyn last night to take on the Nets.
Ooh, I can't wait to see that. We will have a look at weather with Matt Baxter later today, but first, here are today's top stories. Alberta Health Services stated that a person with lab-confirmed measles was in public settings in Calgary while infectious, prompting an alert to those who may have been exposed. Those who have less than 2 documented doses of measles-containing vaccine, or those who were born after 1970, are at risk of developing measles if exposed. Symptoms of measles include fever, cough, runny nose, red eyes, and a red blotchy rash that appears 3 to 7 days after fever. The rash begins behind the ears and on the face before spreading down the body to the arms and legs. In an emailed statement, the health agency said that individuals who were on Air Canada flight AC-206 from Vancouver and the Alberta Children's Hospital in Calgary on November 24th and 27th may have been exposed to measles. AHS said anyone who believes they may have been exposed to the disease at these locations is encouraged to review their immunization records. Call HealthLink 811 for advice and monitor themselves for symptoms. The commercial kitchen at the center of an E. coli outbreak at numerous Calgary daycares has been allowed to reopen, Alberta Health said Monday. AHS decided its closure order on November 17th for the Fueling Brains Academy Centennial Kitchen, noting that all violations had been corrected. As part of a reopening agreement, the kitchen can operate in a limited capacity at the Fueling Brains Academy Centennial site, but is not allowed to prepare full meals or transport food to other childcare sites. The kitchen will receive and serve meals from a third-party contractor. Calgary City Council has passed its 4-year budget, which reflects the priorities of Calgarians, with a key investment in affordable housing.
The important moves that we'll be making in December is looking at local access fees, which has to do with your utility charges. And we are trying to make a decision that would lower people's utility bills.
Gondek said there's a lot of Calgarians in positions of vulnerability and the city needs to invest in them. Calgary Transit passengers in the city's south should prepare for longer travel times over the coming weeks as a section of the Red Line will be closed. The closure will allow crews to minimize the duration of the disruption to switch the track from the temporary Victoria Park Stampede station to the new permanent platform at the site. The project will include the tying of the new section of the tracks to the existing ones, connecting the overhead power lines, and reworking pedestrian access to the new station. The Calgary Bantam Football Association hosted their 5th annual food fight in support of the Veterans Food Bank in Calgary. Kevin Kratz dove deep and looked into the food fight and all the food and money that will be donated to the Veterans Food Bank. Kevin, this sounds like a great event for a great cause.
Oh, it really is, Bree. All 12 Calgary Bantam football teams pitched in money and non-perishable food items for veterans in need. While there was still an exceptional amount of food and money raised, last year's turnout of $8,000 and more than 12,000 pounds of food was not matched. Decided that instead of just one team, 2 teams that donate the most items will earn a pizza party.
Veterans Food Bank and Gordy's Food Drive going for approximately 10 years. Lana Blackburn, one of our directors, heads it up and does a wonderful job of that. So we expect that and the teams have a little competition going for pizza night.
All teams in the CBFA were challenged to bring non-perishable food items and personal hygiene products to the main square at Shoaldice Park. Back to you, Bree.
Thanks, Kevin. That was Kevin Kratz reporting live from the newsroom. Finals week is coming up for many students and the stress is building. The Pet a Puppy event at SAIT aims to relieve some of that stress. Kate Stogray has more.
It's my favorite thing to do.
Pet a Puppy at SAIT is an event for all students to enjoy. The idea behind the event is to extinguish unwanted stress before finals. They do this by giving students the chance to sit and pet dogs, with the goal being to distract from finals and give students who may have never been around dogs a chance to interact and feel the positive effects. But the student reaction is mixed.
It may be helpful, but I don't see this as something that would definitely take away the stress of exams life. There's definitely other things that can outweigh just coming for 5 minutes and pet a dog. It's a good distraction though. I appreciate it.
But seeing the dogs, it gives like, it's like a stress relieving thing where like, it washes all my problems, It's something to enjoy in life. So that's why.
A recent study found when people were with dogs, they showed significant drops of blood pressure and reactivity to stress. With the stats being taken over a period of 3 months, a few minutes with dogs may not have the same significant effects. But with more and more dogs being brought into high-stress areas like courtrooms, hospitals, hospice care facilities, and therapy sessions, the belief is that even small amounts of time with dogs can help.
With finals coming up, stress is following, and events like these are helping to cope with that stress. For SAIT Newsfile, I'm Cade Stogre.
Those are today's top stories. We'll have your full forecast after the break. But first, Matt Baxter has a look at what's going on in Calgary this week.
Get yourself in the Christmas spirit with some caroling at the Calgary Carol Festival, hosted by the Canucks United Church, completely free of charge. The Calgary Opera is putting their own spin on a classic this weekend when they perform Beauty and the Beast, and tickets are just $10. Elf in Concert is happening this weekend at the Jubilee Auditorium, where you can see this Will Ferrell holiday classic performed with a live orchestra starting at $32. Enjoy a live rendition of Charlie Brown A Christmas at the Calgary Art Commons for one night only this Saturday. Tickets are just $35 for adults. Get a blast from the past as Heritage Park starts their Once Upon a Christmas event with tickets starting at $29. Finally, enjoy some geeky gifts from the Geeky Gifts holiday sale at Falcon Ridge running all weekend.
Welcome back. I'm Matthew Baxter, and we're going to have a look at our forecast around the country, starting with the west. In Vancouver, we got a gloomy 4 degrees, but as we go out more east, we got some sunnier temperatures at 2 and 4 for Regina and Winnipeg. Let's take a look at the east coast. Toronto is sitting at a nice 8 degrees, and is partly sunny and partly cloudy. St. John's is going to be the biggest deal. They're going to experience some winds up to 50 kilometers per hour later in the week. Now let's take a look down south at our resorts.
Palm Springs is looking like perfect barbecue weather at 22. Barbados is smoking hot at 31 and sunny. You better hit the beach in Cancun at 27. Honolulu is looking at 26, but also pouring rain. Make sure you wear your sunglasses in Orlando at 19, and Sin City is looking gloomy at 17.
Calgary is sitting at 3 degrees and sunny today, just above our average temperature around this time at -5 degrees. We'll have a look at our 5-day a little later today, but first, let's take a look at around the province. So we got clouds covering most of the province, but Banff is sitting at -13 degrees. Still no snow there though, so if you're trying to hit the slopes, you might have to wait till next weekend. Medicine Hat is sitting at -4 with the coldest in our province. Now let's take a look at the rest of the week. Tonight we got clouds covering overhead, and we're going to keep those clouds until tomorrow. We're going to get some flurries later on today, but those should clear up a little later in the week at Monday. On Saturday, we're going to have a nice sunny weekend, sitting at a high of 1 degrees. We'll be right back after this break with sports with Chris Douglas.
I used to hear voices. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I don't matter. Walked around in circles, didn't know where to go. Until I found my purpose. Through people that helped me live a better life and build a better future. Now I can finally see that I'm able, capable, and worthy.
Come and learn the fast-paced world of television production. Find your passion to write, shoot, edit, and direct news, sports, and dramatic productions. With industry standard technology and the best instructors in the business, SAIT's television production program teaches you everything you need to know for a career in broadcasting. This is television production. Come and dare to be on air.
Welcome back to SAIT Newsfile. Chris Douglas joins us now for a look at the latest highlights. Chris, what's happening?
Well, our Trojans played their last games of the fall semester here. They'll resume after the break, and the Flames are back in action later tonight.
Ooh, that's pretty exciting.
All the Trojans were back in action over the weekend for their last games of the 2023 before the Christmas break. Starting off with hockey, both the men's and the women's teams won their last game of the semester as the men took on Concordia and the women played Medicine Hat. The men's team ended up sweeping Concordia over both games on the weekend, going into the break on a high note with a 6-5 and 5-2 win. The women ended off with a demanding 4-0 win on the road in Medicine Hat. The men's and women's basketball team took on Briarcrest over the weekend and took a dominating win to end the semester. And finally, for volleyball, both teams played Ambrose University, as both teams would fall just short as the men's team lost in overtime. The Calgary Flames are back in action tonight as the Dallas Stars take a trip into town. The Flames are coming off a win Monday against the Vegas Golden Knights in overtime and look to carry the momentum into tonight against a very good Stars team. Puck drop is at 7 in the Dome. After a loss to the Flames on Monday, Vegas went north to take on the Oilers last night. The scoring started off with this shot from the boards that found a way through from Stan Gagner that found a way through. Vegas tied it up early in the second with this tip by Mark Stone on a shot from the point to knot things up at 1. Later in the period, Evander Kane tucked the rebound from Evan Bouchard to put the Oilers up 2. Regulation and overtime couldn't solve anything as shootout was needed when Connor McDavid scored to help the Oilers win it to pick up the extra point. McDavid and Nugent Hopkins both scored in the shootout, and Stuart Skinner made both stops as well as 23 of 27 shots against in the game to help the Oilers with their third straight win. The Raptors were back on the court Tuesday playing the Brooklyn Nets in the in-season tournament. To start off the game, Spencer Dinwiddie gets the pass from Cameron Johnson for the easy slam. Then later in the half, Raptor star Pascal Siakam got the ball behind the line and drove before making a nice pass to Jakob Poeltl for a nice 2. However, with 24 seconds left, Spencer Dinwiddie hit a long 3 to extend the Nets' lead coming into halftime. In the third, youngster Scotty Barnes picked off an errant pass for a beautiful reverse slam dunk. However, with just seconds left on the clock, OG Anunoby hit a buzzer beater 3. However, to cut the lead to 12 as the Nets would take the win 115-103. Both Siakam and Barnes finished with a team-high 17 points and a double-double, and Spencer Dinwiddie with the game with a high 23 points with 9 rebounds and 8 assists. The Raptors play again tonight at 5:30 against the Suns. And that is a look at sports.
Wow, that sounds like a great game, Chris.
Yeah, the Raptors might need to win a couple here, string them along to maybe make the playoffs later in the season. However, that's still a couple months away.
For sure. Matt, what's the weather in Calgary looking like this week?
Well, like I said earlier, Bree, we're going to get some flurries later in the week on Sunday. It's always surprising when you're this far into the year and there's no snow on the ground. But some skiers and snowboarders can enjoy themselves later this week, but it'll clear up in Calgary around Monday, Tuesday kind of thing. So yeah, that's what's going on. Should be some good weather after that.
For sure. From all of us here at SAIT Newsfile, thank you for watching and have a great day.